What's up everyone, it's Bones here. In today's video, I'll be showcasing a Despia video, but this time I'll be doing almost a follow-up to the Cartesia video, except that now it's in its natural home deck. But before I begin, if you happen to enjoy content like this and would like to see more, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons would be greatly appreciated, as it goes a long way in supporting the channel and shows me that you like content like this. To begin, we're going to start by using the Branded in High Spirits during the draw phase, which will allow us to send the Albion and pitch the Saronir, add the Cartesia, and then we can use the Saronir's effect in order to send the Branded opening to the graveyard. From here we'll move on to the main phase, as we're going to normal summon the Aluber, and for this combo you just really need access to Branded Fusion. It doesn't have to be Aluber, but Aluber will be here for the extra body, as it will allow you more options for versatility, as you'll see momentarily, as we're going to summon the Lubellion, get the Tragedy effect, chain block the Tragedy so that we can go into our first master and then get the search here, which will get the ad libitum, and from here we're going to use the Cartesia effect, which will allow us to special summon it, and then we can use its effect to fuse, and we'll fuse away the ad libitum and the Lubellion, and the ad libitum will be able to get us a revival here, which will get us the Tragedy, and then from here we can set the Super Poly if you happen to draw it. The end phase you can get the Albion effect, and the reason I show this is because if you do have Super Poly, or maybe something like Droplet, then Albion can get you a search to hand, which is kind of nice. But what I want to show here is that you're also able to get a second fusion on your opponent's turn, and just pretend the Branded in High Spirits is really anything that you want to respond to, a normal summon or whatever, and you're going to use the Cartesia here, get you into your second Masquerade, and then from there you're burning for 1200 every time your opponent activates a card or effect, and because of this you also have a Dragos Despia, which is kind of nice. So for this second hand, you'll see that we have 3 of the same cards here, except I want to show what happens if you draw a Bestial on top of those 3 cards that I used in the previous combo, and we're going to follow the same sequence of plays as we pitch the Saronir, send the Albion from the extra deck, and search ourselves the Cartesia, as we're going to use the Saronir in order to send ourselves the Lubellion this time. And from here we can normal summon the Aluber. Aluber will get its effect, which will search the Branded Fusion. We can then use the Branded Fusion, sending the Albaz and the Tragedy for the Lubellion, as we're going to get Tragedy Chainlink 1, Lubellion Chainlink 2. We can pitch the free card in hand, and from there we'll make our first Masquerade, and we'll get the search for the ad libitum, much like our last combo. From here we're going to special summon the Cartesia, and then we can use the Cartesia's effect to fuse. Same thing as our last combo, basically. The ad libitum will search back the Tragedy, and from here we're going to special summon the Magnemite, and we'll be able to banish the Saronir, get the search off the Magnemite during the end phase after we activate it, special summon back our Lubellion. Lubellion can then get the placement of the Branded Beast here. We'll go over to our end phase, get ourselves the Druis Worm, and from here we're going to allow our opponent really to do anything here, as we see the normal summon of Aluber, which again could be whatever. We'll use the Branded Beast, pop whatever they use, and then from there, because we also have the Druis Worm, say they use a Bestial or whatever, then allow it to happen. I'm only doing this because I want to show that you can get an extra interruption off of what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to special summon the Druis Worm, banishing the Aluber and making sure that they have a body on board, and then we can use the Cartesia effect, which will allow us to fuse into Priscinian here, and then we can chain block the Tragedy with the Druis Worm, get some removal, have the Priscinian effect, which will allow us to potentially disrupt our opponent even more, and we also get the search for some follow-up through Tragedy as we get Aluber. So onto the main deck here, and I think it's pretty standard for what Despia Bestial build would look like. Maybe some build may play 3 Lubellions and may cut on the Branded in High Spirits package, but because I wanted to show the Cartesia combos, we are playing the package. It's definitely optional though. The Super Poly can also be taken out if you would like to adjust more to the format, but those are calls that are dependent on what you play against frequently and what you want to main or sideboard as far as your choices go. So onto the card by card, we have the 3 Alubers, the 2 Albaz, because we aren't playing the tiers, so the 2 Albaz is correct here. The 1 Cartesia because of the 3 Branded in High Spirits, the 1 Ad Libitum, still playing the comedy to allow us to protect our Aluber and our Lubellion, gives you the extra body on board. The 2 Tragedies, the 3 Magna Huts, the 2 Lubellions, the 2 Saroniers, the 3 Jewess Worm, the 3 Branded Opening, the 2 Branded in Red, the 1 Rebranded, the 1 Branded Beast, the 3 Super Polys, the 3 Branded Fusion, the 3 Branded in High Spirits, the 1 Called by the Grave, and the 3 Forbidden Droplets to round out the main deck. Onto the extra deck, we have the 1 Priskinian, the 1 Guardian Chimera, the 1 Dragos Depelia, the 1 Q, the 2 Masquerade, the 1 Abelonatus, the 2 Albions, the 2 Lubellions, the 2 Mirror Jades, the 1 Garura, and the Mud Dragon. And then onto the side deck, really is dependent on what your matchups are. Take what you see here with a grain of salt. Just put in the 3 EEV for random runic builds and stuff that's playing Macrocosmos and D-Fisher and stuff like that. We should see a rise of it. Then we have the 3 Evenlies, the 3 Lightning Storms. Now that mine's gone, Lightning Storm is just better, especially with the D-Fishers and Macrocosmos back in the format. Then we play our own 3 D-Fishers, and this is completely optional as well. It's just a meta call that I decided to make, as you really don't care about your monsters being banished, because being able to keep your branded spells and traps in the graveyard is still pretty nice. And then we have the 3 Fenrir to round out the deck profile. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, I thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down below. It's Bones, signing out.